Hello everybody, welcome to Intro to 360 Cameras, getting started with the 360 cameras at the Creator Space. Thanks for joining me. It's a great day to go over some equipment and really to talk about some of the tools and these amazing cameras that you can access through the Creator Space. My name is Tom Strad, I'm a lead digital artist and I'll be taking you on this journey today. So just want to start by thanking all of our library partners and also our funding partners. So we have the Canada Council for the Arts, and then we have our library partners, the Blue Mountains Public Library, Collingwood Public Library, and the Wasaga Beach Public Library. So all three of these libraries have access and provide this equipment loan of the 360 cameras. So that's the really great thing. So all three libraries you can access cameras. And we don't not only have just one, we actually have two cameras. And we did this because one of them is something that can continue being used with the our digital arts computers, while the GoPro one has kind of an end of life, if you will, with computer software use. So but it's great. It's a great tool because you can do it all on an iPad or iPhone or any kind of smartphone or tablet with the GoPro Quick app. So it continues to be an amazing tool that you can it's that portable. You don't even have to do any post-processing work on it. So we'll talk a little bit about all of these aspects of the 360 camera. So yeah, let's get right into it. So we'll be looking at the Kodak PixPro Orbit 360 4K camera, the GoPro Fusion 360 camera. We'll talk about the digital arts equipment loans, how do you access this equipment, and then we'll do some camera demos to showcase how they work and just the tools and hookups and what you might need to make it all work. So the Kodak 360 camera and the GoPro Fusion 360 camera, they're available from all three libraries. So Blue Mountains Public Library, Collingwood Public Library, and the Wasaga Beach Public Library. The kit consists of the camera, media cards, batteries, and also mini tripods. So that whole kit has everything in it that you need. And the good thing is there's no proficiency test required. So you can totally just access it. You just need a library card at one of the three libraries. That's all you need. There's no other requirement. So just take it out. They're waterproof. They're essentially smash proof. You can do a lot with these, and they're not going to break. And that's the great thing about them. And again, they can go underwater to a certain degree. I think it's about 10 meters, so not really deep, but just regular kind of pool or shore kind of stuff. I advise to, the water stuff is harder on 360 cameras because of different refraction things and so on. But the point is, if you get them wet, that's more of what it's about, that it will be able to deal with it. So that's the really great thing about that. So, and they're really super small. And we'll start looking at the models as we go. So the next thing, how does this work? How does digital arts equipment access work? So if you're joining us for the first time, or if you've joined us for the 100th time over the last couple of years, the Creative Space project, it consists of workshops, digital arts computers, and digital arts loan equipment. So the digital arts loan equipment consists of video, sound, photography, and lighting equipment. It's all available at each partner library, different kits, different options. But the 360 cameras are available at all three libraries, all the same kits. All you need is to have a library membership at a library, one of the three libraries, to access that equipment. I know there's also some inter-library things with the counties. So just, it applies to, like for Blue Mountains Public Library, you can access it through the other, the library loan agreements with, I think it's like Grey Highlands, Meaford, and so on. So there's like a shared network, and same with Simcoe County. So, check it out. You might be having access to like a neighbor library, one of our three libraries. I know they satellite out to a bunch more libraries. So it's definitely reaching the South Georgian Bay area is our goal. So, and only specialized equipment requires a proficiency test. And in this case, these cameras do not. So this is something that we want for you to just go take out. It's just like taking out a book. You just need a library card, library membership. The same rules apply. So, like if things are lost or, whatever the library's rules are, it applies to it. It's just like it would if you, take a book out. It's the same idea. So they're really a fun camera, and we'll get an idea of what that is today as we explore this. So let's look at what does 360 mean? So I just kind of pull up a 360 video, and I think it's fun to just always see kind of what does 360 do. So if you're shooting 360, this is the cool thing. You can actually spin the image around in a browser in any kind of image and way. So I'm just going to play this through a little bit more.
Was a 139-foot steamboat built in Montreal in 1865. It was originally called the Simcoe.
Okay, so you can see I can have angles. So I can spin anywhere, up, down, and all the way around. Right, so that's the whole beauty of this, is that it's a 360. Then I can look down, I can look around things in different angles. So it's a really cool thing. So imagine, if you're on a walking somewhere on a path, your favorite caves, you're out on the water, anywhere, you can use these cameras and you capture this amazing kind of footage that's you can spin around in 360. So that's what you get out of it. Now, let's get into what do the cameras look like. So the Kodak PixPro 360 is this tiny little camera. And the way these work is there's a lens on the front and there's a lens on the back. And together, those get stitched together to then show you a 360 image. So imagine 360 video is like as if you're in a sphere. So imagine like a globe, the Earth or the world. And that whole idea of the camera is the same idea, that you're inside the sphere, you can look anywhere within that sphere, and that becomes where you are. So it sees everywhere, up, down, left, right, front, back. It's everything. The two cameras, they get stitched together, and that's how that works. So it's a really cool process. So the Kodak PixPro camera is tiny like this. It comes in a small case, and it comes with batteries, a charger, also the SD cards, and they're all these little micro SD cards. So we'll look at what that means. So how do we get this kind of a camera working? So here it is right here. I have a little camera set up here to demo. So again, this is the camera, right? So to get started, you simply want to get the camera out. You want to take the front and back caps off so that you can actually see. That's one of the first steps. And then let's get a little bit closer here. There's basically a couple buttons here. So there's a power and there's a record. So to get started, you can simply just hit the record and it's going to start recording. And again, whatever wherever it's pointed, it's seeing everything. The only consideration you want to have is what's called the stitch line, which is this border of the camera. You don't want anything important right there. So I wouldn't have like someone's face right here, for example, because that's what usually gets stitched, and it could be a little bit weird if there's a face here. But anything around the front domes, that's kind of like your target area for making this work. Okay, so how do we turn this on? We can simply hit this power button. You'll get the screen comes on, and there you go. And it's ready to go. So we have them all set up to work in 4K 360. So it's basically taking like an HD image on each side, stitches it together into a 4K image. To start recording, I simply hit the record button, it flashes, and then that's it, we're recording. And so I can walk around with this, I can mount this, there's a tripod mount, and it's really, really fun. To end, I hit record, it's gonna process, and that's it. Now, how do we deal with the footage? So there's a little lock button here on the side. And I'm just gonna open this and unlock it. So when it's orange is unlocked. And click this open like so. And this is where all the good stuff is. So here we have our battery and we have our one micro SD card. So what I'm gonna first do is let's power this off. So I'm gonna hold this again for like 2 seconds. And it's gonna just power itself off. Here we go, it's off. And that's usually what I like to do, to safely take these elements out. So then I just push this in, and I'm gonna get this little tiny micro SD card. That micro SD card then goes into, there's an adapter card, and that goes onto the back of an iMac, and you can then offload everything. And the great thing is, it's already ready to edit with. You can just take that footage, and there's some, you can put it into different editing software and edit with it, and it just works that simply. So it's great. Now the next thing, so we take that, we'd offload the footage, and you could, I always wipe everything off, so you can erase everything once you're done. I always recommend that. And then to put these back in, you push, there's a little click, and then it's back in, and you know it's loaded. And it'll tell you if there's an error. Now to take the battery out, you simply push this up, and you're gonna, basically it slides, the battery just slides out. And then this is gonna go into a charger. It charges, and then it lasts for about 2 hours of battery use. 90 minutes to 2 hours, I would say. And then to put it back in, like so, you want to lock this and make sure that you don't see any orange. And there's a little lock button here so you don't accidentally unlock it. And this is also giving it some of the water resistant features that the camera has. And that's it. So we're good to go. And that's the Kodak PixPro 360 camera. It's all ready to go. Now the cool thing too is you can use there's an app, and we're going to get to the apps shortly. But let's first demo. I want to demo the GoPro Fusion 360 camera. So here is the GoPro Fusion 360 camera. So this is what it looks like. Now this one just comes ready to use. There's no caps on it. It just comes in the case, so it's going to come out of the case. Same idea here. We have this power button that's right here. There's a power button. We also have a front record button. You can simply, so I'm going to just power this off. Just hold this for 2 seconds. It's going to beep and it turns off. That's it. So I can just, to get going, I can simply just hit this record button, and it's going to power itself on, and then it's going to start recording. Just got to hold it a bit longer. There you go. And that's all you need to do to get started. You don't have to power it on or anything. So buy these cameras so you can see it's flashing, and then it's like, now it's going to start timing. 1, 2, 3, 4. When I'm done, I hit the record button again, and that's it. Now the way this one works is a little bit different than the Kodak camera. So again, you can use the power to go power it on off, and then there's also modes and menus to access there. This one's a little bit different in that it has 2 micro SD cards. One's for the front, one's for the back, but it's all in the same compartment again. So I just open up the lever there. There's the batteries here. There's a little tab. So I can just grab the tab, slide the battery out. So that's how you would charge the batteries. Take this, charge it, then put it back in with one of the chargers. And I always like to have the battery out, and then I can do this SD work. So you'll notice here, there's a card 1 and card 2. They're super tiny. I know it's a little bit of micro work to work with these. And you slide them out, click, and they come out. And again, you just can offload these to any kind of your iMac, and then you can work on it there. Now, as I mentioned before, this has come to what's called an end of life, the GoPro Fusion. There's now a new model called the GoPro Max. But we have these Fusions, and they're still a great camera. I still love using mine. But what happens is the Mac OS, the operating system, no longer will operate with it. So to do the editing work on the computer. But that's okay, because I'm going to show you why. This camera was always designed to simply just work with an iPad or a tablet using the GoPro Quick app. So I'm just going to hit the mode, power. So it's going to power itself on. You see Fusion, video camera. Okay, so that's good. We're good to go. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch over here. I'm going to go to my iPad. And I'm going to show you guys what this can look like. And it's going to put the camera here on my desk here. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. So this is what's happening on my iPad. So it says Mountain Goat Fusion. Okay, great. Camera found. I'm going to go to control your GoPro. So this is the quick GoPro Quick. So it says, hey, you want us to join the Wi-Fi? Join. And watch this. We're going to actually be able to control the camera on my iPad and watch media. We can edit on this app and all that fun stuff. So it's really cool. There we go. So now it's connected. And now I can virtually pretend this is the camera. I can spin around, see me, there's my coffee, right? So this is the broadcast we're broadcasting here, right? So you can see the 360 view that this camera is doing, and that's fantastic. So this is virtually working, and I can operate it here. So I can just hit record. I can record this, and then I can stop, right? So that's great. Then I can go over here, and I can go to the media, and I can see what I've been filming. So different shots. This is what we just did. And then you can work on it in that manner. So that's the amazing thing about this app, that it can totally work that way virtually, right? So you can do all your edits in here. You can choose, which ones to work on. So I did a couple shots earlier when we did a session before. This is me like walking around. Just being able to see the camera footage, right? So that's great. So then you can go to edit mode. So I'm just gonna pause it here, and you can like download it, and you can work on all sorts of. This is all the media that's on the card, so I don't have to offload anything. So you can work with your GoPro Fusion camera. Just download the app, link it up, and that's it. And it's going to give you a little code, a Wi-Fi code, and you join just like any kind of Wi-Fi network. It's that simple. If you have questions, you can always go to our website. It's tbmcs.ca, and we can go to our YouTube channel. And let me just navigate over there. So here's our website, tbmcs.ca. Go to our YouTube channel. I'm going to click on the YouTube channel. And what we can do is we can actually go to, there's a whole thing on 360 video. And if you go here, it shows you how to use all the cameras, GoPro Fusion, 360 video production, video editing, and we did a master class 4 weeks on all the ins and outs. So there's 8 total videos for about 5 hours of content, and it goes through everything. So this is, again, just a quick intro to get you started, get you going, and taking the cameras out from the libraries, where the YouTube channel is where you can go to get more information. And we're also going to be having in-person sessions in 360 again coming up soon. So that's really fun and exciting. Okay, so let's get back to the Kodak PixPro camera and how that works. So I'm going to just exit out of the iPad, and I'm going to turn off the GoPro. And that's always important. So you want to turn off any devices that are using your iPad if you're going to use a different camera. So usually you wouldn't be taking out both cameras, although you could. You're welcome to take out both. But usually what we'll be doing is doing one at a time and going from there. So now on my device here, I'm just going to go to the Kodak PixPro camera here. Okay, I'm going to turn this camera on. And what we're going to do is, I don't want to have this, I want to get to another device. So it's just going to load the other camera. Okay, let's get out of that one. Okay, here we go. Now, let's go to the PixPro. I'm going to connect. So this app, again, is a totally free app. You can just download, and it's going to connect to our camera here. Let's just make this work. Oh, I know what I need to do. Turn this Wi-Fi button on. And this actually reminds me here. So here's a good reminder, something that I just forgot to do. So on the camera here, there's a little Wi-Fi button, and that has to be turned on, and then you get the blue light. And that means now we're getting Wi-Fi into this system. Okay, I'm just going to redo this. I'm going to launch that again. Okay, we're just going to pair this. It's just having a bit of a, a confusing moment here, but let's get this working. There we go. Okay, let's start this up again. Wi-Fi settings. Let's get, here we go, PixPro. And that's what we want to see. We want to see that PixPro Orbit 360. It's just going to find itself. It's connected, Wi-Fi connected. Fantastic. Now we're going to go back to here. Connect. Okay, and here we go. So here's this camera now. Same idea. I'm able to control it and record with it and do all this fun stuff. Right? So there's a little bit of a lag, but this is again just for preview purposes. You know, will it work? And you know, being able to do settings and all this kind of fun stuff. So that's it. So we can connect to this camera as well. So that is the great thing. And then you can do all the different settings in here too. You can, you know, change color effects, all the little settings here, format your SD card, all these really cool things to get everything going. You can change frame rates and you know, aspects of what it's doing. To video burst, high speed, time lapse. You can do time lapse photos. And that's what I should mention too, is you can actually you know, work in time lapse on these cameras as well. So that's really fantastic. So again, total free app. Then we can work with you know, playing things back. Let's just have a look if I can see some media here. But yeah, here we go. Right, so that's a prior shot right there, and we go on and on from there. So that's really the fun part about, you know, what you can do with these cameras and being able to preview them directly on your any kind of a smartphone or tablet. You just need to get the in this case, this is called the PixPro 360 VR app. It's right here. So I click on that, and there it is. And the other one was the GoPro Quick app, and it works really well in that manner that you can, you know, quickly you know, connect and edit and so on. So with the GoPro one, you can do everything on your device. With the Kodak one, I would actually offload it, and then you can do all the post-editing work. And that's what we offer in our on the YouTube channel, on this creator space. All the 360, the 8 video playlist of 360 video. There's 8 total videos. The masterclass will take you through all the editing processes. Now what we've done is, there's something special that's required, because 360 video has a it uses an equirectangular image. And what that means is it's taking the whole tops and bottoms, stretching it out. So it's kind of like unwrapping the globe, as I said before, the world, and making it into like a wall map. So then what you need to do to edit, you have to work with that wall map. But that means any kind of text or transitions needs to work in a 360 world. This is what we go through in our course in the masterclass workshop. But what we've set up is using the Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve system and the VR palette from Boris Effects. We've loaded those VR palettes onto all the computers at the digital arts computer stations, and that means that they all can carry and work with 360 video. So that's really fantastic news, and that lets us to you know, work on all the 360 video, add graphics, and work with viewing it in the Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve on our digital arts computers. So we encourage you to then take this footage, you can work on it in Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve if you want to do further editing. So just like any other kind of editing, you can add graphics, music, and edit it together. Again, that's more advanced. I really recommend the first thing is to take these cameras out from the libraries, try stuff on your phone. You can do quick edits like that and get used to this amazing experience of 360 video, because the possibilities are quite endless of what you can do. So that's really the overview of what you can do with these 360 cameras and how to get them working for you, the 360 video format. And I really encourage you to check out, again, our website, check out all of these videos that we have, and it'll be a really cool way to to check out what's available in the library. So again, you can take out all of this equipment. It's totally available through the 3 library partners. And what our library partners again are the Blue Mountains Public Library, Collingwood Public Library, Wasaga Beach Public Library. So thanks again for joining me. Again, this was a great intro. I encourage you to check everything out. Go and check out these cameras. Take them out, give them a spin. You'll really enjoy this format. It's fascinating. And please stay tuned. Well, as I said, we'll have in-person workshops to showcase more about what these cameras can do in the near future. Thanks again, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of the day. All the best.